Today we face not just a diplomatic rift, but the growing shadow of potential war in the Middle East. Two stories, one dangerous intersection. First, Iran publicly denies the existence of any formal nuclear agreement, no document, no deal, no clear commitments. But President Donald Trump, now in his second term, suggests the opposite. I think they are looking forward to a closed deal, as he says. And that's not just optimism, it's direct contradiction. But what's the truth? And more importantly, how much time is left before diplomacy gives way to something far more dangerous? And in an already, fragile diplomatic landscape, Iran's statement sent shockwaves through the international community. They claim no written nuclear agreement exists, not from past negotiations and not now. This stands in stark contrast to Trump's confident framing of a deal being either finalized or near resolution. And now, a second revelation. US intelligence reports that Israel may be preparing strikes on Iranian nuclear sites. That's right, in 2025, we are staring down the barrel of a potential military conflict between a US ally and a regime that US is trying to negotiate. The recent US intelligence assessment reveals a potentially destabilizing development. If Israel does strike Iran's nuclear infrastructure, we are looking at a high-stakes moment that could reshape not just the region, but global security as a whole. Let's break this down. Israel's position hasn't changed. A nuclear-capable Iran is a red line. Israeli doctrine has always included preemptive action, Iraq in 1981, Syria in 2007. But Iran's isn't Iraq, and 2025 isn't 2007. A strike now could provoke retaliation not just from Iran, but from its regional proxies, Hezbollah, Iraqi militants, the Houthis, and that's just the start. Here, where the tension escalates. President Trump is pursuing a peace deal, a bold one that could cement his legacy as a negotiator. But Israel's potential military move is under question. That could derail everything. President Trump's approach this time is transactional, strategic. He wants a deal. But if Israel strikes, it forces the US into a corner, support or an ally, or protect the diplomatic process. The danger isn't just a strike, it's the misalignment between close allies in a region already on fire. And what about long-term goals? According to intelligence assessment, Israel may still pursue regime change in Tehran, something the US does not officially support, even under Trump. That could mean escalation, not containment. Regime collapse in Iran would spark chaos, civil war, refugee waves, and possibly even more radical elements taking power. So what's next? 3 questions for the global stage. Can Trump prevent this diplomatic paradox from turning into a two-front crisis, negotiations with Iran and a rogue strike by Israel? Will Israel go it alone even if it means straining the US-Israel alliance? And finally, can the world afford another destabilizing war in the Middle East at a time when global alliances are already under stress? Right now, what exists is not a treaty, but a dangerous void, a diplomatic gray zone between what Trump says is happening and what Iran insists is not. Add to that the very real prospect of Israeli military action, and we may be closer to a tipping point than anyone wants to admit. This is a moment that demands more than strong statements. It demands restraint, strategy, and above all, clarity. Whether President Trump can secure a breakthrough or be dragged into another Middle East conflict remains to be seen. We will be watching, and we suggest the world does too. For more deep insights, keep watching The Global Eye.